What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you a fun little bowl trick that's kind of more towards the intermediate level because it can get a little bit scary. You're going to need to have like dropping in and out of bowls down and have it like a decent feel of the bowl. And that trick's going to be the double peg stall. So if you don't know what a double peg stall is, obviously 2 pegs, double peg, and you're going to just stall right here, just stop. So come up here, put both pegs on, and you're just going to be standing there. So then once you do that, you just drop back in. So I'll show you a quick example. So just like that. So first step to learning how to do a double peg is obviously already knowing how to do a double peg on like a flat ledge or something, because you're not going to just want to come in here and just start doing them on a quarter, because it's a lot scarier in here than it is on like a flat ledge. So I definitely recommend starting on a flat ledge and then coming out here, because that'll help your confidence a lot. So the first step of learning how to do a double peg is finding the quarter that you're going to want to do it on. So my recommendation is anything between maybe 4 to 6 feet would be best to learn on. And then after that, the steeper like the quarter is, it makes it a little bit easier, because the less steep it is, the more you're going to have your bike leaned over. Because obviously if it's less steep at the top, it's not going to be as flat with the or as perpendicular to the flat ground as a steep quarter would be. So once you find your quarter, you're going to have to make sure you have a decent run up to it, and then you're going to have to start figuring out your speed, because you're not going to want to go too fast for this. And of course, when you first start learning it, you're going to be going way too fast, and you're going to put your pegs down and your foot's going to step out almost every time. I still do that every now and then now. The hardest part about this trick is learning the speed and turning starting the turn about halfway up the quarter. So what I mean by that is, as you're going up this quarter, I'll start turning my wheel about here. So maybe about 1 to 2 feet from the top of the quarter. And that's just because if you ride it all the way to the top and then turn, you're gonna have so much momentum going out that you're not going to be able to stay in unless you're really, really leaning in, which is going to be really hard. So you'll have to figure that one out, but just know that you kind of have to hop maybe about a foot or two before the top of the quarter. And once you get that in your head, that'll help a lot, because that took me forever. I was doing every other step but that one. So I would go up at the right speed, and then I'd ride up, and then I'd lean in really far, but I would never start turning before the top, so I'd always land and put my foot down and then go back in. Okay, so once you're doing your approach on the quarter, you're gonna have to have, I'd say probably medium to slow speed, it depends on the quarter, and you'll just want to start getting comfortable. So go up there, and then if you're scared at first, just go up, turn sideways, and put your foot on this, put your foot down. So if you're nervous at first, just go up to the quarter, maybe at a little bit of a faster speed, and you can even fly out and go to just double tires on the top of it next to it, if you're if you just can't get it in your head that you need to land on your pegs, and then get more comfortable with that, and then just slowly start making your way, and then get it to pegs and put your foot down. You're gonna be doing that a lot at first, just because it is a lot less scary. So I'd recommend that a lot, because I did that and I got really comfortable with it. And then once you do that, you're gonna start working on the drop in too, which is also kind of scary, just because it looks like you're gonna just go in and slide out. What I recommend doing for that is just put your foot on the side and kind of just turn into it. You'll give a little bit of a push off with your foot, and you'll just roll in. But after you do that, you're just gonna have to start getting comfortable being on top of your bike, and then you just turn and lean in, and it should all work out. I'll show you a few examples here in a minute of that, but so as you can see, I'm up here, and now you just lean in and turn your front wheel just a little bit. So lean, turn. Here are the steps. You roll up to the quarter at a slow to medium speed, depending on the quarter, and then you go straight at the quarter, and then right before the top, you start doing that little bit of a turn and hop. And then once you get to the top, the way you're gonna have to lean, it's gonna literally feel like you're doing this to stay in the quarter. You really have to keep your weight in the quarter, or else you're gonna go out and then you just put your foot down. So it'll definitely feel like that at first, until you get more comfortable using the top of the quarter, to just stay centered over your bike, like it'll literally feel like you're doing this for a while. And the more you over exaggerate it, the better, just because like obviously it's a lot easier to under exaggerate it, because if you're over exaggerating, you're not going to be as scared, and if you're over exaggerating, you're not going to be as scared to do it a little less. But if you're barely doing it at all, it's going to be a lot scarier to really over exaggerate it. So I'd recommend from the beginning, just start trying to like land on there and keep your weight all the way in the quarter. And then once you get that, you don't have to stay like this the whole time. It's pretty much just once you get on, then you can just kind of stand up on your bike, and you can just stand there. You can put your pedal down and just kind of chill there for a minute if you want to. I'd recommend not putting your pedal down, just because you'll have to do that. Like if you get in that habit, you'll have to do that like every time you do stalls, and it looks kind of goofy if you have to do that during a grind if you put your pedal down. So I just recommend just not doing that, and then once you're ready, just roll back in. So if you really wanted to work on just the rolling part, I'd put your bike on there and then you step on. So like you'll step onto your so for me it'd be my right pedal, and that'll be on the ground, and then you just level your pedals out. And like I said earlier, if you're not comfortable just turning in, you're just gonna want to push off with your foot. Like you can take your foot off and just roll in, but you can just do that over and over again. Like you don't have to get into the stall if you're having trouble with just the rolling part. Like if you just wanted to start on the coping and roll in, that also works really well. So I'll give you a few examples and then give you a few pointers as I'm going. All right, so watch my front tire on this one. Watch where it comes off. So I don't know if you could really see it from that angle, but about right here, you can see it like kind of pop off. Like it does a little bit of a turn and then it pops off there, and I'm kind of in the air for that like maybe foot and a half. So then once you're up here, like I'll show you the example of like if you just want to walk on here, you can just put your bike here, step on this pedal, put your foot on this one, and then at that point you should level your pedals out so you don't have the foot down. And you can even like just wiggle your bike over a little bit if you feel like you're leaning too far over to the right. You can move it over to the left and then just go slide in. This one I'm gonna really over exaggerate the lean. All right, so that was the over exaggeration of the lean that I was talking about. When I landed, I was literally all the way like this. So that'll just help make sure you have your weight in the quarter, because if you don't, you're just gonna go out like that and put a foot down, and obviously you don't want to do that because it doesn't look clean. So, and then I'll show you an example of the dropping in like that. You just want to put a foot down, and this is a lot less scary. You just do that and then just kind of roll. Alright, so that's what it's gonna look like if you don't have enough lean into the quarter or come off the wall of the quarter soon enough. You're gonna kind of lean like that, and you'll probably put your foot down just because you're off balance. So that's it right there. Go back, I'll go ahead and slow-mo that last one again just so you can see all the bits and pieces of getting into it. But yeah, that's about it. You just gotta make sure that when you're coming up, you have, I'd say the most important tip to give you out of every single one of these is making sure that as you're coming up the quarter, you pop off early. You don't wait till you get to the quarter to like turn your front tire. Because if you don't, you're gonna just lean out, you're gonna fall down, put your foot down, and it's gonna get really frustrating. I was really frustrated with this trick for a long time, just because I never figured that out. I don't know why, but once I did, it improved them so much that I actually started to like the trick. But yeah, that's about it, guys. It's a pretty easy trick once you learn all those like little tips that I gave you, and you can use it pretty much anywhere, and you can do like grinds around coping and bowls and stuff like that. It's pretty much open to just whatever you want to do. So thanks for watching. If y'all have any other questions about the video or any parts of the trick, just go ahead and let me know in the comments. I'll try to answer those as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.